All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Sunil Verma and with me is VC Pramod. The headlines. Government to procure 75% of vaccines from manufacturers and provide it to states and union territories free of cost. 44 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccines to be available by December this year. Over 23 crore 88 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.3%. Telangana government extends lockdown till 19th of this month. 69 lakh tons of free food grains supplied by FCI to all states and union territories under Pradhan Mantri Gharib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Government issues instructions to release pension within 1 month to family of government employee who loses life due to COVID-19 infection. In Uttar Pradesh, 17 people killed and 4 injured in a road accident in Kanpur district. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees to kin of deceased. Southwest monsoon likely to set in over Mumbai today. And in French Open tennis, Slovenian Tamara Zidansek reaches women's singles semi-finals. In the wake of COVID-19, we appeal to our listeners not to lower their guard and stay safe and protected by following these 4 simple steps. Wear a face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene and get vaccinated. For providing COVID-related information and guidance to the people, national helpline numbers 011-239-78046 and 1075 are operational. And now the news. The central government will procure 75% of the COVID vaccines produced by vaccine manufacturers. Procured vaccines would be provided free of cost to states and union territories. These doses would be administered to all citizens free of cost in government vaccination centers across the country. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has issued revised guidelines for implementation of the National COVID Vaccination Program. The revised guidelines will come into effect from the 21st of June. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the central government will provide free vaccines to states for all above 18 years of age. In the revised guidelines, it is stated that vaccine doses will be allocated to states and union territories based on criteria such as population, disease burden, and the progress of vaccination. It is advised that information about the availability of vaccines at district and vaccination centers must be made available in the public domain. In the revised guidelines, domestic vaccine manufacturers have been given the option to provide vaccines directly to private hospitals. This would be restricted to 25% of their monthly production. States and union territories would ensure equitable distribution between large and small private hospitals. The price of vaccine doses for private hospitals would be declared by the vaccine manufacturer. Private hospitals can charge up to a maximum of 150 rupees per dose as service charges. State governments will monitor the charged price. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that use of non-transferable electronic vouchers will be encouraged to promote the spirit of Lok Kalyan. This would enable people to financially support vaccination of economically weaker sections at private vaccination centers. The CoWIN platform will continue to provide the facility of pre-booking of vaccination appointments. All government and private vaccination centers would also provide on-site registration facilities to the citizens.
The government has given fresh order for vaccines to achieve universalization of vaccination. 44 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccines will be available till December this year. Out of this, 25 crore doses of Covishield and 19 crore doses of Covaxin are to be procured. The Union government has been supporting the efforts of states and UTs for an effective vaccination drive under the whole of government approach since the 16th of January this year. With the aim to further universalize the countrywide vaccination drive, all citizens above 18 years of age can receive the COVID-19 vaccine doses free of cost at government health facilities. In an immediate follow-up of the Prime Minister's announcement of these changes in the guidelines of National COVID Vaccination Program, the Union Health Ministry has placed an order with Serum Institute of India for 25 crore doses of Covishield and with Bharat Biotech for 19 crore doses of Covaxin. Additionally, 30% of the advance for procurement of both the COVID vaccines has been released to Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech. Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul has said that all citizens, irrespective of their income status, are entitled to free vaccination. Speaking to reporters, he said the revised vaccination guidelines will come into effect from the 21st of this month.
12 स्टेट्स ने ये रिक्वेस्ट करी पिछले महीने में कि सेंट्रलाइज प्रोक्योरमेंट पे वापस जाना चाहिए. इसमें 10 चीफ मिनिस्टर्स हैं, एक लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर साहब हैं, एक चीफ सेक्रेटरी हैं. स्पेसिफिक रिक्वेस्ट केम दैट वी शुड गो बैक टू सेंट्रलाइज प्रोक्योरमेंट एंड देन इम्प्लीमेंट द प्रोग्राम इन अ कंसर्टेड वे.
Dr. Paul informed that the government has also placed an order to purchase 30 crore doses of biological ease vaccine, which will be available by September. Dr. Paul said vaccine prices to private sector hospitals will be decided by vaccine manufacturers. AIIMS Director Dr. Randeep Guleria said no data, global or Indian, has had any observation of children being affected more. Dr. Guleria allayed fears that there will be serious infection in children in the future.
अभी तक ऐसा कोई डेटा नहीं आया कि वायरस और द न्यू वेरिएंट जहां पे ये दिखाया गया है कि बच्चों में अब ज्यादा सीरियस इन्फेक्शन हो. 60 to 70% जो बच्चे एडमिट हुए थे, दे वर दोज विद कोमॉर्बिडिटीज. या तो उनकी इम्यूनिटी कम थी, कुछ ऐसे बच्चे थे जो कीमोथेरेपी पे थे. जो हेल्दी बच्चे थे उनको माइल्ड इलनेस हुआ एंड दे रिकवर्ड विदाउट हॉस्पिटलाइजेशन. इसलिए अभी कोई एविडेंस ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर वेव आएगी तो सीवियर इलनेस बच्चों में करेंगी. और चाहे हम इंडियन डेटा देखें, चाहे ग्लोबल डेटा देखें, और पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड में वेव चल रहे हैं, लेकिन उसमें अभी तक भी ऐसा कोई डेटा नहीं आया कि बच्चों में ज्यादा सीरियस इन्फेक्शन होती है. So I don't think that we will have any serious infection in the future in children.
Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry, Love Agarwal, said the overall recovery has increased to 94.3%, including both home isolation and medical infrastructure, which is a 6.3% overall decrease in positivity rate from the 1st to the 7th of June.
पिछले कुछ दिनों में जो हमने केसेस की एक स्पीड देखी, उसको अगर हम कंपेयर करें तो अब हम पाते हैं कि देयर इज ए कंटिन्यूड एंड शार्प डिक्लाइन इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेली न्यू केसेस जो कि अब देश में रिपोर्ट हो रहे हैं. पिछले 24 घंटे में 86,498 केसेस देश में रिपोर्ट हुए हैं. यह 3 अप्रैल के बाद देश में अब तक रिपोर्ट हुए डेली बेसिस पर सबसे कम केसेस हैं. और जो हाईएस्ट पीक देश में नोट की गई है, उससे कंपेयर करें तो देखते हैं कि अराउंड 79% decline in cases with the highest reported peak in daily new cases. यह एक बहुत positive development है.
The Union Health Ministry has said that the country reported less than 1 lakh daily new cases after 63 days. Recoveries continue to outnumber daily new cases for the 26th consecutive day. The country's active caseload also declined to 13,03,702. 2,123 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours. With this, the death toll due to the pandemic has gone up to 3,51,309. Meanwhile, under the globe's largest vaccination drive, over 23 crore 61 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered so far. Testing capacity has also been ramped up substantially. India has administered more than 23 crore 88 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine in the country so far. The Union Health Ministry said more than 25 lakh 58,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. Out of these, more than 22 lakh 67,000 beneficiaries were vaccinated for the first dose and more than 2 lakh 90,000 beneficiaries received the second dose of the vaccine. The country had launched the world's largest vaccination drive on the 16th of January this year. The ministry said more than 13 lakh 32,000 beneficiaries of the age group of 18 to 44 years received their first dose of COVID vaccine yesterday, and more than 76,000 beneficiaries of the same age group received their second dose of COVID vaccine. Cumulatively, over 3 crore 17 lakh persons across 37 states and union territories have received vaccine doses since the start of phase 3 of the vaccination drive. The ministry said Bihar, Delhi, Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal have administered the first dose of COVID vaccine to more than 10 lakh beneficiaries of the age group 18 to 44 years. The liberalized and accelerated phase 3 strategy of COVID-19 vaccination has come into force from the 1st of last month.
In Bihar, the relaxation in COVID restrictions in the state after 1 month came into effect from 5 a.m. this morning. However, night curfew will continue from 7 p.m. till 5 a.m. next morning. Educational and religious places will remain closed. Online teaching will continue in educational institutions. Restrictions will continue till the 15th of June. Government and private offices will function till 4 p.m. with 50% attendance. According to the revised guidelines, all shops and business establishments will open on alternate days from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Only 20 persons will be allowed in marriage and funeral processions. The government and private functions at public places have been prohibited. The Bihar government has sanctioned 300 crore rupees for payment of compensation due to COVID deaths in the state. This decision was taken at the cabinet meeting chaired by Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. The government has given approval for the release of this amount from the State Contingency Fund for meeting the expenditure on the payment of compensation to the next of kin of those who died due to COVID-19. The compensation amount already announced by the government is 4 lakh rupees for each death due to COVID infection in the state.
The Odisha government has prepared a target to vaccinate 3 lakh people against COVID-19 per day. In a review meeting yesterday, Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik directed the concerned departments to augment the state's COVID-19 vaccination capacity from the existing 1.5 lakh people to double that number daily. The state has vaccinated more than 83,62,000 beneficiaries till date.
While the state now is witnessing a sustained decline in the number of infections, it's also preparing for any possible third wave of the pandemic. More than 1,000 doctors and healthcare workers, each from the level of the community health centers up to the medical colleges, will soon be trained, particularly in taking care of children, should they are impacted more by the virus during the third wave. In addition, the state government has decided to put in place designated pediatric wings in existing COVID hospitals for better and focused COVID-19 management in children. Girish Chandradas, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
The Gujarat government has exempted cinema halls, multiplexes and gyms from paying property tax during the last financial year due to COVID-19 pandemic. This decision was taken during a core committee meeting chaired by Chief Minister Vijay Rupani at Gandhinagar last evening. Meanwhile, Gujarat has recorded 695 new cases of COVID-19 infections yesterday. More from our correspondent.
According to the State Health Department, 2,122 patients recovered during the last 24 hours and were discharged from the various hospitals. Total 7,93,028 patients have been recovered from COVID-19 in Gujarat till now. The recovery rate further improved and reached up to 96.98%. 11 patients lost their lives yesterday. Gujarat has now 14,724 active cases at present, out of which 351 patients are on ventilator. Meanwhile, 2,58,797 persons have been vaccinated in the state yesterday. Yogesh Pandya, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Maharashtra Health Minister Rajesh Tope has said that the government has decided to create and fill new posts for 118 new healthcare centers in the rural areas of the state. He said that 2,222 posts will be available in these new health centers and the rural people will get better health facilities through these centers. More from our correspondent.
There are 1,184 posts of skilled workers and 226 posts of unskilled workers to be filled in the sub-center, primary health center, rural hospitals, sub-district hospitals, district hospitals and trauma care unit across the state. Health Minister Rajesh Tope said that the layout of the posts have been finalized and a GR about it has been published. There will be 47 new sub-centers in the rural parts of various districts in the state and 355 posts will be filled in new district hospital in Palghar district. 37 new primary health centers and 6 new rural hospitals have been established and various regular as well as the post in proportion with the human resource have been sanctioned. Shailesh Patil, AIR News, Mumbai.
The Telangana government has extended the ongoing lockdown by another 10 days till the 19th of this month. However, the state cabinet has decided to give relaxation from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the lockdown and further 1 hour grace period till 6 p.m. for people to get back to their destinations. An official statement said the state police have been asked for strict enforcement of lockdown from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. Lockdown timings will remain unchanged from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. with an hour grace period till 2 p.m. at some places where COVID-19 cases are still high. The places include Sattupalli, Madira, Nalond, Nagarjunasagar, Munugode, Devarakonda and Miryalaguda Assembly constituencies.
The centre has been disseminating awareness of 6 national helpline numbers created for the benefit of citizens during the COVID-19 pandemic. The national helpline of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for COVID-related queries is 1075. The child helpline number of Ministry of Women and Child Development is 1098. For senior citizens of Delhi, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, the helpline number of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is 14567. The helpline number of National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences, NIMHANS, for psychological support is 08046110007. Ayush COVID-19 counselling helpline number is 14443 and MyGov WhatsApp help desk number is 9013151515.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government to procure 75% of vaccines from manufacturers and provide it to states and union territories free of cost. 44 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccines to be available by December this year. Over 23 crore 88 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.3%. Telangana government extends lockdown till the 19th of this month. 69 lakh tons of free food grain supplied by FCI to all states and union territories under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Government issues instructions to release pension within 1 month to family of government employee who loses life due to COVID-19 infection. In Uttar Pradesh, 17 people killed and 4 injured in a road accident in Kanpur district. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces ex-gratia of 2 lakh rupees to the kin of deceased. Southwest monsoon likely to set in over Mumbai today. And in French Open tennis, Slovenian Tamara Zinancek reaches women's singles semi-finals. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the National Education Policy 2020 emphasizes on empowering young minds and creating a learning ecosystem that can nurture young learners for future leadership roles. To foster the goal and commemorate India's 75 years of independence, a national scheme, Yuva, Prime Minister's scheme for mentoring young authors, will go a long way in cementing the foundation of these leaders of tomorrow. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "It is interesting opportunity for youngsters to harness their writing skills and also contribute to India's intellectual discourse." More from our correspondent.
This program will be in tune with Prime Minister's vision of global citizen and establish India as a Vishwaguru. This scheme will ensure creating a pool of authors of below 30 years who are ready to express themselves and project India on any international platform, as well as it will help in projecting Indian culture and literature globally. The National Book Trust India under Ministry of Education as the implementing agency will ensure phase-wise execution of the scheme under well-defined stages of mentorship. A total of 75 authors will be selected through All India contest at MyGov Open Forum. The contest has started from 4th June and will continue up to 31st July 2021. The names of the selected authors will be announced on the occasion of Independence Day on 15th August 2021. The National Book Trust India will organize a 2-week writers online program for the selected candidates. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
In Uttar Pradesh, at least 17 people were killed and 4 others injured in a road accident in the outer area of Kanpur district last evening. The accident took place in Sanchedi area of Kanpur when a bus carrying passengers from Unnao to Gujarat collided with a tempo carrying local passengers. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath expressed deep sorrow over the incident and announced ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each for the deceased. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed grief at the loss of lives in a road accident in Kanpur. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "Many people have lost their lives in this accident." He expressed condolences to their families. The Prime Minister wished speedy recovery to the injured. Mr. Modi announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees each from the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund PMNRF for the next of kin of those who've lost their lives due to the tragic accident in Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. The Prime Minister's Office, PMO, said 50,000 rupees would be provided to those injured in the accident.
The Food Corporation of India, FCI, has supplied 69 lakh tons of free food grains to all states and union territories under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. Consumer Affairs Ministry said 13 states and UTs, namely Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Chandigarh, Goa, Kerala, Lakshadweep, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Puducherry, Punjab, Telangana and Tripura have lifted the full allocation for May and June this year, while 23 states and UTs have lifted 100% food grains for allocation for May. In his address to the nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had yesterday conveyed the decision of extension of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana 3 till Deepavali. Now more than 80 crore people will continue to get free food grain every month till November this year. Under the scheme, 5 kilogram free food grains per person per month is being distributed to beneficiaries.
Minister of State in PMO, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has instructed for immediate release of pension to the family of a government employee who loses his or her life due to COVID-19 infection. The Department of Pension and Pensioners' Welfare has instructed all ministries, departments, Controller General of Accounts, as well as CMDs of pension disbursing banks to ensure that the family pension is started within 1 month of the receipt of the claim from the eligible family member of the government servant. Dr. Singh said all secretaries have been asked to personally monitor the in-service death cases and ensure the start of family pension within a month of the receipt of claim and death certificate on a periodic basis. The secretaries shall also nominate an officer of the respective ministry and department whose name and contact details shall be reflected on the website for any family member to contact in case of delay. The Uttar Pradesh government has decided to promote all first-year and first-semester students of undergraduate courses and postgraduate level students of universities and degree colleges in view of the COVID-19 situation in the state. Deputy Chief Minister and Education Minister of the state, Dr. Dinesh Sharma, made the announcement and said that first-year students who were promoted to the second year last year without exams will have to appear in the exams this year. The format of exams will be changed. He said that there will be no practical exam and Viva will be held online.
The President has appointed former IAS officer Anup Chandra Pandey as Election Commissioner. A notification was issued in this regard by the Legislative Department under the Ministry of Law and Justice. Mr. Pandey is a retired IAS officer of the 1984 batch Uttar Pradesh cadre. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha held discussions with the Secretary, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Giridhar Aramane at Raj Bhavan in Srinagar yesterday on the execution of various major road and tunnel projects. Mr. Sinha observed that strong road connectivity is the vital component of socio-economic development of any region. He said that all major road and highway projects under execution in J&K shall be completed within the set time frames to facilitate the trade and smooth movement of public. He further stressed on timely maintenance of highway stretches, especially those with high frequency of transportation. In French Open tennis, Tamara Zidansek from Slovenia has reached the women's singles semi-finals. She defeated Spain's Paula Badosa 7-5, 4-6, 8-6. World number 85, Tamara Zidansek became the first Slovenian woman to reach a Grand Slam semi-final. Zidansek will face either Elena Rybakina or Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova for a spot in the final. With 44 days to go for Tokyo Olympics Games, All India Radio today will talk about India's prominent shooter Abhishek Verma.
Born on 1st of August 1989, Abhishek Verma has a law degree and took up shooting as a hobby. He won his first international medal, a bronze, in the 10-meter air pistol event at the 2018 Asian Games in Jakarta. The 31-year-old Panipat-born Abhishek then won gold medals in ISSF World Cups in Beijing and Rio in 2019. The gold medal at the 2019 Beijing World Cup helped Abhishek secure a quota place for the country at the Tokyo Olympics. Abhishek also won a bronze in the Delhi World Cup in March. At the Beijing World Cup, Abhishek got the better of 2008 Olympic champion Pang Wei and former world record holder in 10-meter air pistol event Ole Omelchuk to win gold. Abhishek then went on to grab his second World Cup gold medal in Rio de Janeiro. Sports Desk, AIR News.
The southwest monsoon is likely to set in over Mumbai today. In a video message, Director of the Regional Meteorological Centre in Mumbai, Shubhangi Bhute said there are indications of southwest monsoon's arrival in the city today. She said the current favourable conditions have brought showers in various parts of the city yesterday. And now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi will have strong winds during the daytime. The minimum temperature was 30 degrees Celsius and the maximum will go up to 42 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees and the maximum will be around 37 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will see a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees and the maximum will be around 30 degrees. Kolkata will see a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature was 27. The maximum will go up to 37 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature was 29 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 40 degrees. Srinagar will also have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 19 and 33 degrees Celsius. Leh will have a mainly clear sky. The temperature will hover between 10 and 25 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will see a mainly clear sky with the temperature moving between 17 and 39 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature was 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 39 degrees. Chandigarh will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 30 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 41 degrees. Dehradun will have a partly cloudy sky. The minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 37 degrees. In Hyderabad, rain or thunder showers would occur towards evening or night. The minimum temperature was 26 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 36 degrees.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Centre orders 440 million more vaccine doses, headlines Hindustan Times. Priority for 45 plus, those needing second jab, states can tweak norm is the Times of India headline. Bill for free vaccines and extra food grains will be rupees 1.15 lakh crore in the financial year 2021, reports the Indian Express. Government assures no supply hiccups from August, reports the Tribune. New COVID cases below 1 lakh after over 2 months. Government says citizens should continue to follow COVID-19 protocols, writes the Statesman. And finally, huge net outage hits sites and services globally, amongst them HBO Max, Guardian, Financial Times, CNN, NYT, BBC, writes the Pioneer.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government to procure 75% of vaccines from manufacturers and provide it to states and union territories free of cost. 44 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccines to be available by December this year. Over 23 crore 88 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far. National COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 94.3%. Telangana government extends lockdown till 19th of this month. 69 lakh tons of free food grain supplied by FCI to all states and union territories under Pradhan Mantri Gharib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Government issues instructions to release pension within 1 month to family of a government employee who loses life due to COVID-19 infection. In Uttar Pradesh, 17 people killed and 4 injured in a road accident in Kanpur district. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announces ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees to kin of deceased. Southwest monsoon likely to set in over Mumbai today. And in French Open tennis, Slovenian Tamara Zidansek reaches women's singles semi-finals. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. With that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.